Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of It's Bailey. Let's take a moment to appreciate the It's Bailey neon sign. I showed it in my last video, but I feel like it makes things just so official. I can't wait to keep adding to this background. I know there's still some movie boxes in the corner and I can't wait to just have so many plants and cute pictures on the wall. I feel like things are really coming together, and even I decided I need to be very serious and have a good posting schedule. So from now on, you can expect every single Monday morning, we'll say 7 a.m. Eastern time, you should expect a new episode on my YouTube, on my Spotify. I'm debating doing 2 episodes a week because, as you guys know, this is where business, health, and hormones combine. So I really like doing more of a businessy kind of subject a week and then more of a health, hormone-y, acne subject a week. But we're gonna start off being realistic. Every Monday, 7 a.m. If I post twice a week, it'll be a nice little bonus for you guys. So today we're talking all about hormonal acne. We're gonna get into how do you know if you have hormonal acne, what are the symptoms, because there's different types of acne, how to figure out the root cause, my own story, the conventional treatment, healing things holistically. We're gonna talk about everything. I do have notes written down if you see me looking down at this notepad, otherwise I can go on a tangent for days. So starting off with my own unique story with hormonal acne. Now, I started having acne when I was a teenager, but we're gonna pause. That's normal hormonal acne. A lot of times what happens is we break out during puberty, as you should. Your hormones are literally trying to figure out what to do. Your body's trying to ovulate monthly. So no crap, you're gonna have acne when you're a teenager. That is so normal. And what happens is then you're thrown on birth control to fix your acne. You get off birth control later in life, your body goes through a second puberty. It's trying to ovulate again. It's having all these hormonal shifts again, but then you're having this persistent acne as an adult versus when it's normal as a teenager. So that was my whole story. I went on birth control when I was, I don't even know, maybe 16, 17. And then every single time I'd go off, and I went on and off 5 times, my skin would break out with terrible acne. And I'll pop pictures up on the screen. It was a lot on my jaw, on my, all over my cheeks. And it was very persistent. Nothing would clear it between skincare, cutting out gluten, cutting out dairy. I have lots of podcast episodes about this. We won't get into this. I also was diagnosed with PCOS, endometriosis. I had a ton of other hormonal symptoms, but my acne was the one that bothered me the most because it was so outwardly facing to everyone else. If you have acne, not just a few zits, if you have a face full of acne, what that can do mentally for your self-esteem and your self-image. I hated showing my skin to people. If I would have sleepovers with people, friends, men, whatever, I would go to sleep in my makeup. Oh my gosh, I forgot to take my makeup off, because I hated people seeing how bad my acne truly was. And, when I was on birth control, my skin was completely clear. When I did go on spironolactone, it did help my skin. That being said, those are Band-Aid solutions, which we will get into. So I did I would get off birth control, I'd freak out because my skin would erupt in so many zits. So then I'd just run back to birth control or spironolactone or both, because that was just the easiest solution versus actually figuring out why am I breaking out and how can I actually fix that root cause so that I can have what I like to say 90% clear skin. Because 100% clear skin it's not realistic. People who have 100% clear skin, they never ever have a zit. That is typically genetic. Also, I don't know if anyone has 100% perfect clear skin. I know social media makes it seem that way. But even if I get up close and personal in the camera, I still have a lot of acne scars. I still get a few zits. You can probably see through my makeup on my chin, but my skin is nothing of what it used to be. I genuinely love my skin now. I can go to the gym. I can go to the beach without makeup. I can go to workout classes with my friends without makeup. And I genuinely love my skin. And I've been so honored that I've been able to help literally dozens and over 100 women heal naturally. I'm so fucking passionate about it. It's why this has been my full-time business for over 3 years, because I truly believe, this is a whole other conversation, but obviously Western medicine doctors, they're taught to treat through medication, not to actually fix the problem, to fix the root cause holistically. So that is why I'm so passionate about this. So that is just a little bit of my story. I go further in depth on past podcast episodes that you guys can check out. So how do you know? Well, then obviously eventually I cleared my skin, but we'll get into that. So how do you know that your acne is hormonal? That's a big question because not all acne is hormonal. Some is stemmed through the gut, some is very much stemmed through like a dysregulated nervous system. That being said, every single system in the body is connected, every single system. So you don't only have a hormonal acne issue. I'm assuming you also probably have an issue with like your adrenals and your stress, with your gut health, maybe your lymphatic system. Like everything is so deeply connected. That being said, some people, like their main root cause is hormonal. Sure, like you might have some other things that are impacting that, but that's what we're talking about today. So the first way that you know your acne is hormonal is if you got off hormonal birth control, so the IUD, pill, whatever other forms are out there, and obviously there's more. You got off hormonal birth control and your skin, if that's immediately, for some women, it's 6 months down the line, it's a year down the line, but you get this persistent acne, could be cystic, could be on the surface, after getting off of hormonal birth control. That is your first sign because ding, 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 birth control temporarily fixed it, and that is why you're dealing with this acne post-hormonal birth control. Hormonal birth control suppresses the androgen levels in your skin, the male level hormones. So when you get off of birth control, those can typically surge. Even if it's not high in a test, your skin has a sensitivity to it and it can break out. Or your estrogen and your progesterone is they're trying to figure out what the fuck to do because they haven't been doing their own thing for however long you've been on hormonal birth control. So that in itself can make your skin break out. So that's gonna be the first reason why is getting off of hormonal birth control. Second way to tell if your acne is hormonal is if there's a very big like circular pattern to it. So maybe you always break out during your period, maybe you always break out after your period, before your period, during ovulation. There's a time during your cycle where you can tell your acne surges and your acne kind of pulls away. That's another really good telltale sign that your acne is hormonal. Third is if you have a bunch of other symptoms of hormonal imbalance or you have something diagnosed like PCOS. So obviously if you have PCOS, typically you're dealing with stress. So if that's high cortisol, low cortisol, insulin resistance, so blood sugar imbalance issues, which causes acne, and high testosterone, not ovulating, which can also cause acne. So could be if you're dealing with PCOS, obviously your acne is hormonal from your PCOS, or if you don't have PCOS and you have irregular cycles, missing cycles, painful periods, PMDD, really bad luteal phases, like really sore boobs before your period, really painful periods. If you have any of those other like honestly, if you have more than one, if you have a few other hormonal imbalance symptoms, that is also a good sign that your acne has a big hormonal component to it. Now, the only way you are going to be able to 100% know what is going on with your hormones, what is causing your acne, because the root cause itself is not just your hormones. We gotta go deeper than that, is by functional hormone testing. Now, this can be through a Dutch test, which I offer to my clients. This can be through a saliva test, which I offer to my clients. Shameless plug there. Those are the testing that I partner with a lab and a functional doctor to be able to provide my clients with. And this is so much more accurate than blood work. It's shipped to your house and it shows us what is going on with your testosterone, with your DHEA, with your estrogen, progesterone. If you get a Dutch test, like all three of your estrogens, if you have more than one, what's going on with the ratio between progesterone and estrogen? Do you have estrogen dominance? It also shows you 4 points of cortisol throughout the day. So when you go to the doctor and they only test your cortisol in the morning, that's not accurate because your cortisol changes throughout the day. And through there, we can pinpoint and see you have high testosterone, you have estrogen dominance, your cortisol is freaking crazy, or it's really low, or it's really high. And that helps us pinpoint what is causing your acne. And that is the only way that you're gonna be able to know for a fact versus guessing. What is super irritating about the online space is everyone assumes they have high testosterone, then they go and guzzle spearmint tea. It doesn't clear their skin because they don't have high testosterone. Or on the flip side, it makes their testosterone so low, it causes them other issues. So the worst thing you could do is just guess what hormone is off and then take all these supplements that alter your hormones and make things worse. This is so embarrassing, but I have a big Gym Bro water jug that I drink at home because it's the only thing where I know I'm getting enough water. So I have my Gym Bro jug. I'm so thirsty. So what are the main hormonal imbalances I see as a nutritionist who has helped a lot of women clear their skin? Now, the thing people always assume they have is high testosterone, but this is honestly the least out of all my clients, I don't have a lot of clients who have high testosterone or high DHEA or high, like you have other androgen levels than just testosterone. But I typically don't see this often. That is a reason why you could have acne. Everyone assumes I have high testosterone, but not a ton of women that come to me with very severe adult acne actually have that. But high testosterone is the first thing. The main thing that I see is honestly estrogen dominance. So this is where your estrogen is either high or it's just really high, even if it's not like high in a test, it's really high compared to your progesterone. So maybe estrogen dominance, possibly low progesterone as well, which usually paired with estrogen dominance, or really imbalanced cortisol. So everyone assumes, again, they have high cortisol. Sometimes, typically a lot of my clients with acne have really low cortisol or just super imbalanced. So they might have really high peaks and really low dips. So really big waves of up and down versus, you still have waves, but they're not as big. So those are the biggest things I see hormonally that is contributing to my clients specifically having acne. So the standard treatments that a Western medicine doctor will give someone when they have hormonal acne. So as far as medications, it typically looks like hormonal birth control. It looks like Accutane, spironolactone. If they have PCOS, maybe like metformin. But typically it's going to be spironolactone and birth control for hormonal acne. Now, can those things clear your skin? Absolutely, while you're on them. The other question is, when you're off of them, will your skin still be clear? Probably not. Even if you are for a few months, like 6 months later, you most likely could break out. And I'm not saying that to scare you, that's just the reality of things. I just think everyone should be well educated on this so they can make an informed decision. So if you want to be on spironolactone long term, you don't want to have kids because you can't be on it and have kids, you know the side effects that spironolactone can have for you and your body and to your organs. Same thing with birth control, and you want to be on that long term and you don't want to heal the root cause of your acne, that's fine. That's your decision. Same thing with Accutane, especially for my hormonal acne girlies. I'm not kidding when I say with dozens of clients who go on Accutane for 2 rounds, 3 rounds. Sure, their acne might clear immediately after the first round. 6 months later, it's back. They take a second round. Maybe their acne's clear for a year or 2. Again, their acne comes back. They have to go on a 3rd round. Accutane is super hard on the body and also very expensive. So expensive. If your insurance covers Accutane, a lot of insurances don't, then I guess maybe you don't know how much it costs, but it is around $800 a month just for the medication itself. And that doesn't even cover the doctor appointments and the blood work you have to get done every month. And the reason you have to go to doctor appointments and get blood work every month is because it's so hard on the body. And to put yourself through that, for it to not even probably clear your skin years down the line, to me is absolutely insane. So get all the knowledge. Obviously, I was like, I am biased. I take a holistic approach with all my clients. Do your research, make an educated decision. But typically when you go to the doctor, they're not going to give you both sides. So I'm here to give you the other side, and you can do with that as you will. Typically what the medication side of things is going to be when you go to the doctor. They might prescribe things like tretinoin, clindamycin, different expensive face creams. Skincare is 10% of clearing your acne, especially with hormonal acne. It might help with scarring, it might help with active zits. I'm not telling you not to do skincare. Skincare is great, but 90% is going to be fixing that problem from the inside out. So let's talk about a few don'ts of what I don't want you to do. I already kind of touched on this, but I don't want you to just guess, I have high testosterone, I have low progesterone, because a lot of symptoms are the same for certain hormones that are off. So it's really hard to guess. And then you take things like Vitex, spironolactone, these hormone balancing tinctures that can fuck up your hormones even more. A really good example, I won't throw the brand out there, but they have a hormone clearing supplement. It has saw palmetto in it that is known to drastically lower testosterone levels. What will happen if you don't have high testosterone? You will lose your period most likely, and it can cause a lot of other issues. It'll lower your libido. It probably won't even clear your skin. So you have to be really, really careful with these hormone balancing supplements. Supplementation should always be temporary, and it's only really useful if you know it's exactly what's wrong and you're temporarily taking a supplement to help fix that problem while you're doing things in your nutrition, fitness, and lifestyle to actually fix that issue. So there are 4 things that I'm going to recommend that you start today to help you clear your skin no matter what the root cause is hormonally. I will say it is so hard for me to give you a step-by-step breakdown when I don't know what you eat, I don't know your lifestyle, I don't know your job, and I don't know the unique root cause of your skin. I don't know if you've been on birth control. I don't know, I don't know those things. So that is where you come in as a one-on-one client, or if you join the Instinct Sisterhood VIP, we do, my voice cracked. We do a VIP day where I create you a custom plan. Otherwise, my clients in one-on-one coaching, we work together for 4 months and I walk you through step by step how to clear your acne. I'm with you every step of the way, and I'll put all the links either for the Instinct Sisterhood VIP or one-on-one coaching below or in the show notes. So you can apply, work with me, and we can clear your skin. But the 4 things you can start today. So number 1 is cycle syncing. This is living according to your menstrual cycle. I have a whole 3-part series on my Spotify of how to cycle sync, so I won't go into the details here, but at the least, starting to track your cycle, learning about the 4 different phases, so your period, follicular phase, ovulatory phase, luteal phase, and making small tweaks to live according to your cycle. Again, I have a whole series on Spotify. Actually, I'll link it below if you're either watching on Spotify or on YouTube, so that you can easily find the first part. I'll link. Number 2 is going to be managing your stress. No matter who you are, even if cortisol isn't like your main culprit, one of my favorite quotes that I've made is that nothing can heal in a ultra state of stress. Like in this massive state of stress, and even like self-hatred with hating your skin, nothing can heal in a state of stress. So really working on managing your stress more than just like rolling your shoulders back and taking a deep breath. Like you really need to look at what are the things in my life that's causing me stress, and you need to do something today to start handling the way that you react to that stress and implementing things to actually slow down off screen to regulate your nervous system. And it is more, I know I just rolled my shoulders back, but it is so much more than just like rolling your shoulders and taking a deep breath. Looking at the things, if that's your career, if that's a person in your life, like you really need to evaluate what is causing me stress in my life and how can I reduce that? Because you can't always change what's causing you stress, but you can change the way that you react to that stress and the things you put in place to manage your stress. So that is also going to be a huge thing. Number 3 is focusing on your gut health. Like I said, everything in your body is so deeply connected. And if we have something like leaky gut, we have a lot of inflammation in our gut that is going to throw off our hormones. It's going to throw off our blood sugar. It's going to impact our stress because our gut and our mind has such a huge connection. It is also going to add to your acne. So supporting your gut, you don't have to do anything crazy. You don't need to do, a parasite cleanse or anything wild like that, but just really implementing gut supporting habits, which I do have a podcast episode on Spotify, which I will link again below. Lastly, it is supporting your liver. Your liver metabolizes and detoxes out excess hormones. This is never talked about when it comes to acne and balancing your hormones. You really need to focus on liver support. Again, I have a podcast episode about this. I will link in the show notes or in the YouTube little description thingy of tips for you, like actual really helpful tips for you to start supporting your liver. So focusing on those 4 things: cycle syncing, supporting your liver, managing your stress, and I forgot even the last one, gut health. This is all for now. I hope this video was so helpful for you. If you're struggling with acne, as I always like to say, it's nothing that you can't fix naturally. I've seen it over and over again with the clients that I work with myself. I've had clients go from very severe acne to really, really clear skin. Like I said, 100% clear skin isn't achievable, but like 90% clear skin. It's been a night and day transformation, and they've gone from that in like 4 to 6 months. If you prioritize balancing your hormones and clearing your skin naturally, you put that at the top of your to-do list and you take it so seriously, you can get really, really great results in 4 to 6 months. Especially if you're getting help from me doing one-on-one coaching or the Instinct Sisterhood, which I will link in the show notes or in the YouTube caption, you will get there even faster. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and I will talk to you all next week.